Can I talk about the good people over at Manscaped? Can we talk about them for a little bit? Because football season is here. Okay. And we've been seeing a lot of people ball out with the pigskin. The ball is pretty smooth. And you know what else is pretty smooth? Your delicate friends when you use your Manscaped. You know, that Lawnmower 4.0, that Performance Package 4.0. Hot Guy Summer is still technically in effect. We got like a couple weeks just left before it ends, okay? So you want to make sure that you are smooth and trim, just like that pigskin ball is. When we saw Seven throwing that Teddy Bird to big old Pat, we want to have ours smooth just like that. So it's aerodynamic, baby. Aerodynamic. And the best way to do that is to use that promo code. You know, we got to have a promo code for you, baby. And that promo code is MOATS. MOATS. Use that promo code. You get your 20% off along with free shipping so you can be flying through feeling great and winning at life like our team here in Pittsburgh does. So that is that. But shout out to the good guys at Manscaped.
Yeah, it's funny because Mason probably played a little too long for his liking.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was good all the way up until like the pick he threw right to, or should have been picked right to him, because there was nothing bad you could have said about Mason outside of we didn't score a touchdown. That was all.
That's his MO right now, though, man. I felt bad. Like we were in the middle of our, partying and enjoying this game. We're like, dang, is that like the new Mason thing? Like he could just never score. He's friend zone, bro. It's like you don't want to be friend zone, man. But it's what he seems like right now. Like not the end zone. He can't get the end zone. He goes the other zone. But yeah. He moves the offense though. You watch him.
He did fine.
The offense moved. I thought he had good command, but when it gets condensed red zone, it's just like it comes up short. I don't know why.
I don't know if it's just a preseason thing or what it is. Because it's not like he lit the world up whenever he was our starting quarterback in the regular season back in 2019.
Yeah.
His last two games I thought were pretty impressive compared to all that, the Browns game and the Jets game, but I don't know what to make of it, just because it goes back to what you're saying. Bro. He's not playing the whole game, so we're getting these small sample sizes in each game. He just hasn't punched it in for 7. That counts for something, at least against him.
And especially when you've seen Haskins lead multiple scoring drives. We've seen Dobbs lead multiple scoring drives. We've seen Ben lead multiple scoring drives. Every quarterback in that quarterback room now has led multiple scoring drives except Mason. That's the part where it's like, yo, man, we just want to see, like, touch that paint once. Just once. And you've been getting the opportunities with the good players, too. He went in before Haskins again yesterday. So it's not like he's out there with less than varsity or underqualified players. No, you still are going out there with the good guys, the ones. And you're not able to punch these things in. What's the deal? What's the holdup? It's not looking good from that part. That's the part. That's the only part I didn't like. But as a whole, I thought his game was fine. I just want to get him to score, man.
Yeah.
It counts for something. You know that.
I actually think the thing that hurt him the most from my standpoint was just the almost pick, really. Because him not scoring, it is something, but at least you would have just went back to what we've been saying about Mason. I think this whole preseason is like, he hasn't done anything to say he did bad or lost it at least.
Yeah. But in a competition, that's not good. In a competition, you want to be the guy that says like, yo, this guy is doing this. He's clearly winning this. He's trying to take it. That's my thing.
I think for us, yes.
Yeah.
Because we want the guy like Haskins. He led those scoring drives last preseason game. But like for the organization and Mason's spot on the team, it's almost like this playing it safe type of approach where he hasn't done anything to lose it. So for him,
that hurts him though. Because if you're playing it safe and it's close,
I don't think he's playing it safe.
$5 million cap though.
What I'm saying
you
is
have a $5 million deal.
What I'm saying is he's done enough to not. I'm not saying he's playing it safe because he took a shot in the end zone to Juju. That was actually a pretty good pass. What I mean is he just. I think his performance outside of the potential pick was fine yesterday. I don't think there was a big negative. The thing we can say is not scoring a touchdown. I view that as more of nitpicking though. Whenever we're talking about Mason and his spot on the roster. That's all.
But I feel like you have to nitpick it when it's a competition, which he is in. I think if we're talking about a guy who's already solidified roster spot and their position, then we don't look at the nitpicking. We're just like, yo, as a whole, he's playing well. But in a competition, competitions are no different than when you're ranking a top 3 or top 5. You have to split hairs. You have to nitpick. And when we combine all of them, if all of the guys have done the same in terms of, we don't think any of these guys have had bad performances, But when we're looking and we're saying, okay, if none of you've had bad performances, what separates you guys? Okay, this guy has been able to punch it in the end zone on multiple times. This guy's been able to do it on multiple times. This guy's been able to do it on multiple times. They've all used different receivers. They've all used different running backs, different combinations. Why are you the guy that it always is just, it's misfortune?
That's what I'm saying.
It was this. Oh, it was that.
I agree, because it is weird. And the reason I feel this way is no matter what Mason has been doing, they just keep throwing him out there as the QB2 right now, which is weird to me, which is why I thought, if he just would have left the game without throwing that would-be pick, I think it just would have been status quo. It still may be status quo, which is weird to me. But it may go back to what you were saying a couple podcasts ago about a Landry Jones situation, where they're just putting him out there. Can you actually be QB2? Could you actually be something for us down the line?
I don't want to see you with the thirds.
We're going to put you.
Guys. Yeah.
And then if we just don't feel that way at the end of it, we're going to cut you. It may be a huge surprise to everyone because we have been putting you in that position. But because me and you both agree, I'm taking Haskins over Mason for sure.
That's my thing. And I'm like, if you're Mason, if you haven't done enough to separate yourself, I just don't see the benefit of them keeping him as the third quarterback on this roster. I just don't. And as a third quarterback on this roster, you're paying him $5 million. Third quarterback on the roster, you're a glorified practice squad player. Give me Dobbs. At least I'm gonna get multiple looks with the different QBs, the Lamar Jacksons, whoever else is a mobile guy that's on the schedule. Like, hey, okay, at least I know I got a quarterback on the roster that can give me that look for my defense, and they don't cost $5 million. That's the other reason why with Mason, I'm like, I don't feel like Mason has the luxury of being the third best quarterback, because you don't pay your third best quarterback $5 million. And that's what his contract is right now. And as soon as the regular season hits, that becomes guaranteed for him. I just don't see you doing that to your third best guy. When you got Haskins on minimum, you can have Dobbs on minimum. I mean, both of them dudes together, it's not even a third of this dude's contract. Like, it's still that low. So, yeah.
We'll see what the Steelers decide, because I'm assuming Mason's going to be QB2 again this next game. Yeah. And then Haskins will come in.
Or no, excuse me, QB1, because Ben definitely not playing this week.
Right. What I mean is just because he is QB2, he'll get the first start.
Absolutely, man.
It'll come down to the Steelers' decision after that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, do they really feel that confident in just seeing Haskins with the second and third stringers?
But they could, to an extent, just be saying to themselves, if Haskins can cook with these guys, we know it'll be a lot easier for him to go with the more talented guys. But he's leading these guys. He's efficient. Yeah. He has confidence. He plays well, even when he has a mistake, because he's not playing perfect. But even when he has bad plays, he minimizes the damage. He bounces back. He's typically able to get them back on track. Yeah, it was just another smooth Haskins performance. Like,
he really only had 2 drives, and the one we were just trying to run out the clock. Essentially, he had the nice pass to Edmonds, but I mean, the drive he led
by the time he got in, man.
Yeah, the drive he led, he just took the sack on third down. That's better than a turnover. We got the 3 points. Yeah. But the luxury that Haskins had with me saying, "Oh, we got the 3 points," he's already led some of those touchdown drives in the last game. Right. And completely flipped the game for us.
And when you already done that, you feel more confident in a guy. It's no different than when we talk about Ben, right? Because we've already seen Ben do things well. If Ben were to struggle or have a off or just say average game, we say, okay, well, we know this has already happened. We've seen numerous times where he's done this. With Mason, this preseason, we just haven't seen that just yet, compared to Haskins, compared to Dobbs, and even going to last night, compared to Ben. Ben 3 series, 2 touchdowns.
Probably could have been 3.
Should have been probably. Like, if we being real about it, but it's like, and now we know that Mason isn't on Ben's level. But what I'm alluding to is, it took Ben essentially 3 series to do this, and you've had multiple games where you've had the lion's share of reps as well. And you haven't been going against top defenses. We talked about Philly's defense. They weren't even playing everybody at the times. We said definitely the Cowboys, they had a ton of guys out as well. But yet you're the only one for what, and we know it's different things that happen each game, but they always seem to happen with you. Bad luck, bad timing, I don't know, but either way, man, you gotta get in that end zone, baby. In a competition like this, you gotta get in the end zone.
Yeah, because we're both leaning Haskins.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Steelers decide, though. That's my weird thought process with this. Is like, I don't even know if Mason, even though he doesn't score the touchdown, I thought he did enough, because Steelers just keep putting him out there at QB2, and it's not like he did anything different this game compared to the other 2 games. I thought it was fine, It was just more of the pick. Like that almost pick was bad.
I mean, it happens.
It does happen, but
we've seen that, especially this preseason. We've seen that happening a lot. The almost picks. So yeah, man, it goes. That's not even just Pittsburgh, like around the league. That's what I'm saying. Like it happens.
So you're more concerned about the no touchdowns as opposed to the would-be pick. I was more concerned about that
because when I think of in the past red zone struggles, I don't want to see any glimpses of that. And I think we have, in terms of our skill positions, especially our starters, and that's who Mason has been with predominantly. I just feel like those are areas where you got to be able to utilize those guys and find ways to get it in there. And we've seen what the other quarterbacks have been able to do like that in the combination of the running game and the passing game. I understand that the throw to Juju, I thought it was a nice throw. It was just, highly contested. It was a good play by the DB. Nice effort by Juju. He just couldn't come down with it. I understand that, hey, man, he can't control that. But you still got to find a way with something else while you're down there. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the guys find a way. We can either make an excuse for a guy in terms of why he can't score in the red zone, or you can say, okay, this guy finds a reason to finds a touchdown. Ben, prime example, both of his touchdowns, right? The pump fake. He could have been like, oh man, I pumped. I didn't see Pat anymore. I just took a sack after that. I just threw it away. Nah, he said, no, I'm going to come back to it. Touchdown. We saw when he came back on the other side, even with pressure on him, right? That could have been another reason to say, well, I ain't going to step into this preseason. I'm going to get hit. Nah, let me just chill. I don't want to wait on this route. It's not all the way open just yet. But no, he steps in, he throws the ball, nice back shoulder touchdown. Boom. That's what I'm trying to see. That's because we're not looking at Mason as a long-term backup option. You're trying to audition to be Ben Roethlisberger replacement. So we shouldn't have excuses for him. I want to see, what can you do? What are you doing to make me believe that you're the guy? And he just hasn't done that just yet.
He is not. No, he is not.
And he's not intriguing enough like a Haskins is to make me say, well, even though he's not doing this, let me at least keep him around. That's like, Haskins still is super intriguing. We've seen certain things that Haskins is able to do that Mason just can't right now. So for me, if it's like how it is, I lean Haskins because I want that intrigue. I feel like we got our quarterback. We know Ben's the guy. We don't need to worry about that for this year. Let me see what Haskins can do behind Ben for a season. We've seen Mason now for a couple of years, and it just hasn't progressed enough.
I agree with you. Yep. I think we're on the same page.